hour until the 2026 NBA trade deadline. Welcome to the Association Trade Deadline Special. We got our insider, C. Haynes, already working over there. Our coach, Tim Fizdale, right there. Rolo, Stephen Nelson here for the next couple of hours up to and through the trading deadline, breaking down deals as they happen. And it's not just us getting ready for it. It's the whole association family.
Oh, yeah.
Because when deals come down, we've got a magic button right here. And all I got to do is push one of this.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that lets the people, it doesn't matter how big or small the trade is.
Are you the sole proprietor of that?
No, our ace in the back, Cesar Fernandez, has one too.
I was just going to say, make sure you keep it away from big fella.
I'm very young.
We got to keep it away. He wants one himself.
Rolo? Hey, C. Haynes, you got anything cooking right now?
I guess I could say, not trade related, but the Denver Nuggets, sources inform me, will convert Spencer Jones from a two-way contract to a standard contract. He's a rookie who's played phenomenal this season. No, you can't. Don't press the button. It's not a trade. Press the button. But he's played phenomenal this season. The Nuggets had to trade somebody to make room to get a spot for him to get a standard contract. So congratulations to Spencer.
Yeah, that's great. He has been playing well.
There's already been a handful of trades on this deadline day, but Fizz, we've also seen a lot of activity last weekend through this week so far. It looks like teams are trying to get things done early.
I like it. There's some teams making some moves that's to improve their roster, to try to get in the thick of things. I always look at who didn't make a move. I'm always interested in that and seeing who didn't decide to get out there and make any big moves. Obviously, the Bucks came out and said they're not doing anything, right? And so that's big news, right? Because everybody was waiting to see where Giannis was going to end up. And Giannis is staying in Milwaukee for the time being. And I know if I'm Milwaukee, I'm taking them to dinner. I'm courting them. We gotta make up. We gotta get this relationship together.
Chris,
we gotta get it back together. So.
Chris, can you shed any light on the Giannis and Bucks situation as we sit here less than an hour before the trading deadline?
Yeah. So the Bucks over the last few weeks, they have been in data collecting mode. That's what they were trying to do. They were listening, getting offers, and I think most teams and even most insiders always believe that the Bucks, if they were going to do something, was going to be over the offseason. But they wanted to gather as much intel as they could right now. They didn't find anything out there that was going to get them to, make a move or pull the trigger right now. So they're going to punt down the field, and we'll revisit in the offseason. And I was told Giannis is going to return back this season from his calf injury. He plans to play. And the Bucks still, they feel like they have enough to make a playoff push.
Yeah, I don't agree with that part.
Yeah, hey, don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger.
Rolo, what were you going to say?
Punt down the field is a football term, an American football term.
This is true, yeah. It has been a week getting ready for a game with regards to American football, but the NBA trade deadline has been stealing the headlines throughout this week. Coach, what do you feel like is the best solution? Because forget the stretch one and all the talk about, all right, we feel like if Giannis comes back healthy, we can make a run, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Just the next year, long term, what do you want to see happen?
Well, first, are they even thinking about trying to repair anything during this stretch of time while you still have him in Milwaukee, right? And trying to make sure that you can build around him. And if not, the longer you go, I feel like you start to lose leverage in the market. And so they have to be careful with that dance a little bit because, if Giannis is pressuring them, like, I'm sick of being here, I'm ready to get traded, and, now teams know that clock is on and, like, they really have that pressure on them because he's disgruntled. I mean, it's hard to survive in a building when the trade talk has already happened. That it's already been out there that you're getting traded or you're going to be a guy you've been in those buildings with teammates.
Yes.
Coming back to the team is not like, oh, let's go.
No, it's
awesome.
irreparable.
Yeah, and so, It's going to be interesting to see that. It's going to be interesting to see what they can get for him. I obviously think he's a huge value. If you're going to trade him, you got to be asking for a lot, especially with what you've seen from other teams and how the market is right now. So, you know, I would be very greedy when it comes to trying to move Giannis.
I don't think it's, you know, it seems bleak right now. I don't think it's completely irreversible. You know, Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo. I do like that they've got Miles Turner next to him. He's the kind of center you got to have next to him who can stretch the floor, block shots. So if the Bucks can somehow figure out how to make one or two moves, this is a team that could be, you know, they could be a playoff team.
I'm trying to repair it. I'm telling you, if I'm doing anything, I said it, you know this, what we talked a few weeks ago. I'm not trading Giannis. That's just not happening. It really has to go bad for that to happen. I'm going out of my way to try to figure out anything I can to build around him again. And you know what it takes around him. He needs shooting. He needs defenders. That's what you're hunting for the rest of the time that you're out in the free agent market and in the draft. But I don't know, man. He's an MVP. He's a beast.
You're saying it. They have their piece.
Yeah. What else you going out there looking for? Like, he's arguably the best player in the league on any given night. So, you know, it's just, I don't know where they're at from a relationship standpoint. And, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what they want to get. What's their line, you know, that they will draw to say, okay, we're ready to do it. You know, what does the team have to offer up?
Well, we've got to gear up for at least another, 4 or 5 months of Giannis conversations as we get ready for the summer. We speculated, you know, Wednesday night whether the return would be greater now before the deadline or wait into the offseason when, you know, the Knicks, for example, can add a couple draft assets at a certain point, whether the Lakers at that point, they make a determination. They push the chips all in. So what we do know right now is that as we count down to the deadline, about 52 minutes, we're not expecting Rolo to jump over and press his button for Giannis Antetokounmpo. But there have been some, you know, just get it out of the way, Rolo.
Really?
Yeah, you got to do it because I knew it was going to be, he's itching.
Yeah.
You might as well.
Okay. So it's not for a breaking news trade.
Exhilarating.
Not for a breaking news trade. It's for the trades that already happened before we got here on set. This is one that, see, Haynes, you've been talking about for a while now. The New York Knicks. They bring a New York kid home, Jose Alvarado. Grand Theft Alvarado is coming to New York from the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yes. A hell of a nickname.
In return, Dalen Terry and a couple second-round picks going back to the Pels in the deal. So we've been talking about New York hunting for some backcourt depth, and now you get a Christ the King High School product in Jose Alvarado, Fizz.
I'm going to tell you, it's the energy that he's going to bring to MSG.
Oh,
I can't wait to watch him play there. That crowd is going to be all in with this kid. This guy is a ball of energy. He affects the game every time he plays, and he affects it in the areas that you love. He's getting steals. He's being disruptive. He makes big shots. He's not afraid of the moment. He has an incredible motor. Like, he's one of my favorite players in the league. And so them adding him to that environment at MSG could literally win them a playoff game. Like, honestly, he has that kind of impact just from an energy standpoint.
And you look back at that lull they had a few weeks back, he's the kind of player where you insert him in the lineup, that's not going to happen.
Spark plug, right?
So, Fizz, there was a report that came out today that Deuce McBride is going to have sports hernia surgery, and that could keep him out until the postseason.
Yeah.
So that's another, you know, layer to a move like this.
It's that, but I still think it's what he just said. You know, I felt like that they needed that injection of energy, you know, to the roster because they did have a moment where they just looked, you know, drained
listless.
And dead and listless. And you know, so you've already shown that that's a possibility in your DNA. You know what I mean? So now you say, okay, how do we deal with that? How if we have one of these days where we're like dragging and lethargic, that we can inject the guy that can change the game.
Jose's never going to play that way.
Ever. Like, I've never, ever seen him have a game where he was out of it. Like, he's bringing it every single time, no matter what. And so I just think for that environment, MSG is a special place. So he fits, obviously he's a New York kid, but even if he wasn't from New York, the way he plays, the way he gets after it, That is perfect for MSG, and it's actually something they needed, a backup point, veteran backup point with a motor, with great energy, and that can guard. So
I spoke to him briefly after he got news.
He's pumped, right?
Ecstatic. Ecstatic. Going home, get the chance to go home, play for a team that's contending for a championship. And, I agree. I echo everything you guys said. Like, he's that energy, he's that spark that they need, and a point of attack defender that they've been missing most of the season.
He will be mayor of the Puerto Rican Day Parade as well down Main Street. I guarantee you that.
That's right.
Some of our Puerto Ricans out there, for sure.
So part of the fun that we have on the association, no matter who's on set, there's always some sort of East Coast, West Coast debate. Yeah, usually it ties back to hip-hop. So we're going to go from East Coast to West Coast from a trade perspective. The Knicks get Alvarado. How about the Lakers? They've had some needs. Shooting has been a need. Bench scoring has been a need. Well, they go out and get Luke Kennard, Gabe Vincent, and a second-round pick in 2032 going to Atlanta for the lefty sharpshooter in Kennard, who right now is leading the NBA in three-point percentage at 49.7% from downtown.
Jeebus.
Yeah, it's his career best, and his career mark isn't too shabby either. A tick above 44% from three.
What would that be all time?
Caesar's on it, but Fizz, this is certainly a skill set that the Lakers need.
Yeah, but shooting's only as good as it can be on the floor, right? And so we're talking about the biggest weakness I've been saying all year that the Lakers have was not their shooting, it was their feet. So they just added another guy that somebody's gonna go, oh, Luke Kennard, come on up here. Come on up to the top. Let's see if you can guard this pick and roll. Let's put you against Shea. Let's put you against all these guys. You know that's the truth. Luka is that way. Now they got Kennard. The Lakers have a foot speed problem, lateral foot speed. And I've been saying that every show. Can he shoot the blood out of it? Yes. Will he add another 3 or 4 assists to Luka's deal? For sure. But will it get them over the hump against what is the ultimate style of play in the NBA? Speed and dribble penetration.
San Antonio, OKC.
Come on, man. You got to guard the ball. And they don't waste time looking for you.
So the Lakers are in this interesting spot because we know what LeBron James' future is, or at least we think we know. He's nearing the end. He's going to be a free agent, right? There's going to be a lot of talk in the summer. And so you're getting ready for the next year of Lakers basketball with Luka Doncic. But you can also say that right now, Luka, LeBron, Austin Reeves, are you going to get a trio better than that in the near future around Luka Doncic? That's a question.
Right.
Maybe the answer is yes, but we don't know right now. So do you step in now or do you wait till the summer? So we'll see if C. Haynes has anything on that. But we have right now.
They say hit the button. All right, what we got? This is going to be fun today.
We don't know. We're finding out live. As C. Haynes is tweeting over there. The Clippers are trading Ivica Zubac to the Indiana Pacers.
You know, I don't like getting information from a person that's sitting right next to me through the TV back. Like, what the heck?
You should be president in real life, right?
I mean, that is true. Like, are you kidding me?
I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to get information
What's coming back?
What's coming back?
Yep.
Yes.
What's coming back?
That's why C. Haynes is in that far chair. Easy exit. If he needs to go make a phone call, take a phone call.
Clips are making some moves.
Certainly are.
Those are, you think Harden and now Zubac, and they were playing at a high level. It's interesting.
I mean, like you're cruising along at 200 miles an hour, 17-4, and then the locker room and the staff gets word, hey, this James Harden thing is real. He's probably going to have to find a way out. They get smacked by Philly that night. Trade happens, and then they get blown out again in their second game. Darius Garland, of course, has not yet played, and now Ivica Zubac going to Indiana. Obviously been a terrible year for the Pacers. Injuries have had a major part in that. Pascal Siakam is just got the franchise on his back.
Yep.
Tyrese Halliburton trying to rehab and recover from the Achilles tear. So then you forecast down the line now, adding Zubac to Siakam and Hallie, Nembhard, and some of the other pieces that they have there.
I like that. If I'm the Pacers, I love that deal. Like, I really do. Like, you got a heck of a center I always say, I think I'm not original with this, but he's one of the most underrated players.
No
in the
question
league.
about it.
You know, he brings a lot to the table. He can score in the post. You can run offense through him in the high post. He's a very good rim defender. He has the toughness and the edge to bang with Joker and Embiid, the two power bigs in our league. So I think that's a great pickup for them as they start to heal and get those pieces back together again from that that finals run.
More run for Brook Lopez.
What are the Clippers thinking? Shoot themselves in the foot. That's a shame.
All right, so that's breaking news from C. Haynes over there. He's working right now. Hey,
awesome.
Steve Martinez, do we want to get to our special guest? All right. So as we get ready for the trade deadline, we got one insider here, and we got another one joining us right now. NBC Sports insider Grant Liffman, kind enough to give us some time here on the association. Thank you so much.
Well, what's up, guys? Is that Robin saying what?
You know it's Rolo, Grant. You know who it is. At any point, he's just going to hijack the interview, Grant, so just get ready for that.
I would never do such a thing.
No.
Listen, we hijack each other's social media all the time. You know, comment on his stuff, he comments on my stuff. Also, I'm just watching my phone to see what Chris Haynes tells me is coming up next.
Yes.
I don't know. Like, this is hard.
We're sitting next to him, bro.
We were. He just left the room.
He's tweeting the information to us.
Yeah.
Like, how cold-blooded is that? Like, he could just look over at Fizz, guess who got traded.
You know what?
No, he's tweeting it to us.
During this interview, I'm just going to text Robin when things happen.
How do you like that, Chris?
Yeah. All right, Grant, I want you to lock in with me because there's been nonstop talk surrounding Giannis Antetokounmpo. We've heard dribbles of information about what the Bucks' plans are. What can you tell us moving forward?
Yeah, what I can tell you is that there were a lot of people that thought the Bucks were unserious this entire time. A lot of people left in the dark, a lot of people trying to call to try to negotiate, and there really wasn't much negotiating at all. I think there was more rumors out there in aggregation than was reality of what's happening. So at the end of the day, Giannis is still a Buck, and I'll just be honest. I think that the Bucks truly think they can still convince Giannis to stay, and that's part of going into the offseason. They have a bunch of picks. They potentially have a high pick, and hey, guys, we have 45 minutes left before the deadline. They're still shopping right now. They're looking around right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they pull off a move themselves. So again, I know there was a lot made of Giannis being available, quote unquote, but I don't think he was as available this deadline as people assumed.
I'm going to assume that the Warriors are one of those teams that you are talking about being frustrated with the communication or lack thereof from Milwaukee. Well, now that the Warriors have made their pivot, they trade Jonathan Kuminga, ending that saga, along with Buddy Hield and adding Kristaps Porzingis. They also moved Trace Jackson-Davis. Any other moves that you see for the Dubs?
Yeah, they're looking right now. They're surveying the market. The problem is that everything they had been working on was thrown on its head when Jimmy Butler got hurt. And you have to remember, you're spending months and months and months in a front office working on trades, and to have something thrown in your face just like that when you thought you're contending and you thought you're going to make moves to build around him, that's super hard to then change your whole strategy up. So again, they make a trade. They had to move on from Kuminga. That ship had sailed. You know, it makes you think that the Kristaps trade probably would have been really nice if they had Jimmy there too. You know, that would have been a great trade that really boosts and look towards the future. But again, I understand Warriors fans' frustration because it feels like they had a huge saga of Kuminga just to settle on a guy who's hurt very often and an expiring. But at the end of the day, again, I have to stress the Jimmy Butler injury changed everything for the Warriors' plans. And it's hard to pivot like that to try to contend this season. So unless they were going to take back bad salary and maybe some mediocre assets to get off Kuminga, this is the best they probably could have done.
And I think that's fair. We have seen some Warriors fans saying, we could have had this guy, could have had that guy. One of those guys was Jaren Jackson Jr., just the latest Memphis Grizzly to be dealt. Obviously, Desmond Bane happened before. But things have been pretty quiet, it seems, on the Ja Morant front. But as we get closer to noon Pacific and 3 p.m. Eastern, how shocked would you be if Morant remains with Memphis beyond the deadline?
I wouldn't be shocked just because right now, I mean, Morant has a lot of money on the books and teams are very nervous to acquire him because at this point, you just have to wonder, is it more of a salary dump than anything? I know Memphis wants to get assets back in this situation, but it's hard to give any assets for a guy that you just, A, don't know if he's going to be healthy, B, you don't know about his off-court issues, and C, his on-court production has fallen off considerably. So it's a lot of money in today's day and age to give to somebody who also you have to keep in mind the whole, like he is the orbit of your offense, right? The ball is in his hands. So you are giving the ball over to John Morant. So that's a lot you're dedicating to him. Now, having said that, there are teams that are looking at him as a very much of a buy low situation. And that's why I still think there's a chance he gets moved. I think Memphis really wants to move him. And again, like whether it be, I know Miami's name was put out there. I don't think they're as interested anymore, but they could always pivot now that they think that Giannis is potentially just not going to be available. How about, I'm just going to throw them in Milwaukee. What if Milwaukee made a play at them? What if Toronto? I know Sacramento keeps getting mentioned. So there are teams that could make a play, but again, if it's going to be an asset play, he is not getting moved.
It's Grant Liffman, NBC Sports Insider. Appreciate the time on a crazy deadline day. We'll let you get back to your phone before Rolo somehow hacks it. Yeah.
I never would.
You never.
But we do got to get Drew Schiller in here too. That was my college roommate on basketball trips.
I love it.
Oh my God, that's amazing. All right, guys, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, Grant. There he goes, Grant Liffman. So let's chat a little bit about the Warriors in there. Fizz, I mean, you're nodding your head. You lose Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
I mean, all your plans change.
This isn't 2K, so fans chill. Okay, These moves, they have like resounding effects in your future. Yep. And the Warriors said it early. We're not trading anything past Steph Curry. Like, we're going to take care of right now. And if we can't make a move that affects right now without, basically leveraging our future, then we're not doing that. And so I think they stuck to their guns. I think it was smart. Kristaps on the court helps the Warriors. Mm-hmm. You got two championship centers that played together in Boston with him and Al Horford. That systematically is a perfect fit for Kristaps. Will he be on the court enough? I don't know, but It doesn't matter right now. I think the biggest thing with that is they get a huge salary dump and at the end of the year. And so they're going to clear space and be able to add pieces to their team going forward.
And Rolo, another aspect of this is that you just removed the cloud that was the Jonathan Kuminga.
For sure.
I mean, that was just lingering for way too long.
With some organizations, that can be, maybe perhaps the biggest benefit in a situation like this. Just getting past the situation that's been in front of you for months and months and months, getting into some clean air, some clear water.
And he's going to a place where he fits perfect. I think the Atlanta Hawks is a great landing spot for him. Mm-hmm. All long, athletic, high motor players. Again, fresh start, new scenery.
I know he's absolutely jazzed.
Yeah, he has to be.
To prove himself on a team where he's not playing next to. It can be intimidating. It can be intimidating being on a team with like the Warriors, where you got Steve Kerr as your head coach. You got one of the greatest top two point guard all time, Steph Curry, on that team. 4 championships. That can be intimidating. Yeah. You go to Atlanta, a team that's balling out right now. They got good vibes. You got no expectations really.
Nope.
Just go do your thing.
And I'm telling you, the way that team is kind of coming together, man, they're going to be hard to score against. They are long and athletic, and they're going to and they're fast, so they're going to turn a lot of those stops into fast breaks. I know Quinn Snyder is going to be excited about this.
Oh, we're going to take a fast break. It's in a commercial break. We got about a half hour before the trading. You like that, Rolo?
I do.
A half hour before that trading deadline. The clock keeps counting down. When we come back, we'll play a deadline edition of Cat Association. As joining us right now, we got another special guest as we welcome our friend Nick Friedel of The Athletic, who's stopping by right now as we count down to the trading deadline. And Nick, one of the goals for the Warriors this trade deadline was moving Jonathan Kuminga and kind of just getting past that saga. Are they content with the moves that they made, getting Porzingis, moving Trace Jackson-Davis, or are they going to try to do something more?
I think they're going to try to do something, Stephen, but the Kuminga thing was at the center of everything. And I think on both sides right now, there's just relief. Because as we all know, the tension inside that organization had been building up weeks and weeks. I mean, you could say years, because Kuminga thought he was going to have one role with the Warriors, and the Warriors wanted him to fit into the system. It was just a professional marriage that never really worked. The development wasn't there the way the Warriors wanted to see. Now Kuminga's got his chance in Atlanta to show everybody what he can do. But I think they're still going to try to make a move. They're still holding out hope, though, that if Milwaukee does not move Giannis, and by all accounts it's not going to, that they still have that chance in the summer to make one more push and try and make it happen.
So we haven't seen Kristaps Porzingis play for about a month, Nick. Are you hearing anything about his health prognosis and also how Steve Kerr and the Warriors plan to implement him once he is back and healthy?
They're hopeful that he'll be ready, but they're waiting to see like everybody else. Steven, I think they're waiting to get him into the fold. They're hopeful that he might meet him in L.A. in a couple days, and they'll just see where he's at. They know he can play, but the problem is they just don't know if he's going to be out there on the floor. As far as where he fits, he's a guy who can shoot it from the outside. He'll be able to stretch everything. And at least in this limited run, they're going to see how he looks next to Steph Curry. But can he be out there? We're going to see.
Last question for you. With Steph Curry, you're trying to win now. Do you feel like the Warriors have helped themselves in that pursuit to win right now?
No, I mean, because the standard is the standard here, and it always will be, and the standard is championship. So could they maybe win a couple more games down the stretch, assuming, and that's a big assumption, that Porzingis can be out there? Maybe, but they're not going anywhere this season. In reality, though, they were never going anywhere this year the second Jimmy Butler went down. It's all about what happens going into the summer now, and it's about listening to Steph and seeing if they can find one more person to pair with him. But the reality for the Warriors was the second Jimmy went down, it was a wrap for this year. They've got to figure out what their best move to make is going into the next season now.
The standard is the standard for Nick Friedel, and that is excellence, and he meets it every single time. Nick, we'll let you get back to work, man. Thanks for being here on the Association again.
Thanks for having me, bud.
All right, we'll see him a little bit later. Nick Friedel, as we get closer and closer, closer. Crumple up that paper.
Guys, you know what this means, right?
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow. Look at, so it's the sirens with your salsa music, sees? Trade deadline flavor. Okay, so breaking news. A half hour to go. Chris Haynes, instead of just reading your tweet and your social media posts, we're actually going to let you say real words in real life.
Wow.
Show your work, buddy.
So let's
Show your work.
So let's give some background. So obviously that's the big news of Zubac going to Indiana. So included in the deal for Zubac, I gotta return that call back later. So Ben Mathurin, and Isaiah Jackson will go to the Los Angeles Clippers. Also, the Indiana Pacers are sending 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick Los Angeles way.
Whoa.
Now, on the pick, the first pick is the Pacers' unprotected first-round pick in 2029. The other is the Pacers' 2026 first-round pick, and it's protected 1 through 4 and 10 through 30. So the Clippers get 5 through 9 if the pick falls outside of that range. And it converts to the Pacers' 2031 unprotected first. In addition, the Clippers get the 2028 Dallas second-round pick from Indiana. And I got to take this call, guys. That's all.
Okay, all right, there you go. See, Haynes, all right, that's a really good information, right, in context for the picks. Because I think now there was a time, Fizz and Rolo, where you're like, all right, I got a first-round pick. And now you got to ask, okay, but whose first-round pick?
Yeah.
What year? What's the protection on it? So learning all that, but the big news that C. Haynes broke in the last half hour, Ivica Zubac leaving the Clippers, going to the Pacers in exchange for Ben Mathurin. I'm going to be honest, I forgot, but then 3 picks. Isaiah Jackson. So while we wait for C. Haynes to finish that call, we're going to play a trade deadline edition of Cash or Trash. You know how it goes.
Talking about Benny Buckets, I'm going to get some buckets.
But maybe you don't know how it goes. I present a take to our guys. If they agree with it, they keep it because it's money in the piggy bank. If they disagree, we're shooting hoops. Crumpled up, it is garbage. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, if this is going to be a topic until that deadline passes.